Welcome to the Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks, and I am so excited to be supported by Hummingbird Nest Ranch.
The Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks. Come on in, let the whole room talk. The Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks. We learn your life, then we sing it back. The Charley King Show, Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks. Big heart, big dreams, and a little bit of sparkle. Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Bluebell Talks. I'm Charley King. Some event planners create beautiful celebrations, and then there are those who create experiences that are cinematic, emotional, and completely unforgettable. My guest today, Percy Sales, is one such visionary. Today, we're diving into Percy's creative journey and what it really takes to produce events that leave a lasting impression. We're also going to lift the veil on Percy and discuss our vendor relationships and why it's so important for us to mentor new vendors. And what should our vendors know from us to get the best possible results? So, if you're a new planner, listen up. We'll have some juicy tips, and it's really great to be joined by my friend, the wonderful Percy Sales. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for that introduction, Charley.
You're very welcome.
You make me seem so wonderful.
Well, you are wonderful.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for being here today.
Of course. Anything for you.
We go way back. How many years?
I think it's at least 15.
Have we been doing it that long? We have, haven't we?
Yeah,
You've
I
been
mean,
doing
I've
it
been in the
longer.
industry for 30 years now. 30-ish years.
30 years? What, were you
Almost
2
30.
when you started?
I wish. Yeah, but yeah, we've known each other since I moved back from Dallas, I think in 2003. So that's even
Wow.
that's 23 years, Charley.
That's crazy. Well, I joined the industry in 2007.
Oh, so, okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've been doing it a long time. That's incredible. So you started your career in Dallas.
I started my career in Dallas. I was a corporate event planner for Microsoft, and prior to that, I was with Houghton Mifflin, the publishing company. And while I was at Microsoft, a colleague of mine asked me to do her wedding. And I'm like, oh,
Never done one
weddings-
before?
No, because weddings to me was like, I was so on the ROI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my budget. This is the numbers I need to meet. That's how I planned events. And weddings were more emotional. And I'm like, I didn't want to get to that emotional part. But she's like, you're doing events for 6,000 people. You could do mine for 150. So just do it. And I'm like, okay, as my gift to you, I would. And of course, in the process of doing her wedding, I fell in love with it. Thus, the birth of Percy Sales events.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. And it is, you have to have a certain personality to be a wedding planner, producer.
Definitely. I mean, I think the personality, just to be an event planner, I think you have to have some sort of mindset of not only production and logistics, but being able to take care of people, because ultimately we're hosts.
Yes.
So we played a host role for so many different people.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the corporate side, you know, you have your VPs to take care of, you have your attendees to take care of, whereas in weddings, you have your bride, the families, the guests.
Yeah.
So
And it's a lot. People don't realize when they go, I want to be a wedding planner. They think it's, just we're going to these glamorous parties. That's all we do. But there's so much that we do that people don't know.
well, so much of the wedding industry is not glamorous. I mean,
It's
you don't
not.
see the behind the scenes where our toes are turning black because we're wearing the wrong shoes,
Yes.
or we're getting blisters and going home and our backs are aching from
Yes.
standing for 17 hours.
And the wedding hangover, which is not alcohol related, but it's like when you feel like you've been hit by a truck the day after the wedding.
Oh, definitely. And the
That's-
day after the wedding is...
That's real.
It's real. And I tell my family, it's like Sunday or the day after a wedding.
Don't call me.
Don't call me. Don't bother me. Don't ask for anything.
It's so true. Let's talk about that, because I actually physically throw up the day after a wedding.
Really?
Yeah, I get it really badly. I get blinding headaches, and I throw up pretty much
that's
after every
interesting.
wedding.
Yeah, I just go into a total comatose where all I want to do is Netflix and eat bonbons in bed.
Truly.
Yeah. Get me some takeout.
I know, and 8 shows a week doing cats, I swear to God, is way easier than doing one wedding. That's how hard it is on my body doing a wedding.
Well, especially right now, I'm not a spring chicken. So, I mean,
Yes,
that
you are.
place, I look like a spring chicken, but,
You do.
I do. But it is hard on the body.
It is.
And it depends on the pavements you're on. I mean, you're on concrete, you're on grass, you're on gravel. And, planners are running from one end to the other.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm the type of planner that's very much hands-on.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at delegating.
Yes. Oh, it's hard
I'm so
to
bad at delegate. And I have that fear, even though my staff's like, we got this, go home.
You have to check it.
Right. I'm afraid, like, if I leave,
Yeah.
something's going to happen.
Yeah. And you're not there.
Yeah. And I have that fear. So I can't let go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Delegation, I think, is very hard. And I didn't know this, but I've control freak, right, in this industry. And I don't think I ever was before.
No, and we don't want to call ourselves control freaks, but we really are.
We really are.
I don't see myself as a control freak, but I am a control freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the J-Lo version of the wedding planner that people think it is. Like we're running around in our heels and our little suits without opening our jackets.
No, and, that's the one of the first things that I tell my clients when they're hiring me is if you're looking for that J-Lo planner, I am not that planner. I don't walk around with a headset and clipboard. I'm like, you will see me in jeans and shorts on day of lifting things. So if you want the J-Lo planner, I'm not that person. So that is one of the caveats that I actually tell my clients.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, there is I don't know if I can say this, but there is a planner, a very established planner that I love on the East Coast, and but she always says that the client should, if you're going into a lawyer's office, the client doesn't want to see your lawyer vacuuming the floors. So that's how
Interesting.
her version of it is. Like they shouldn't see you like lifting things or moving things. But I'm like you. I mean, I get in there and I'm a good pointer. No, I actually get in there and I lift things too.
Well, I lift things to it, and I do point, but it's part of that control where no one has the vision of the wedding except for you in your head. Right?
Exactly.
So when you're going into wedding day, you know exactly in your head what everything should look like. So you can't transfer that information to other people verbally.
Yeah, you
Because
can try as much as you can and like download your brain, but it's very
But some people can't get it, and even if you're telling them, no, I want the napkin on the right side, tilted this way, it's their tilt, and what the tilt is in my head is totally
very different. Are you a napkin freak?
I hate napkins.
Oh, I love napkins.
You do? I hate napkins. They're like the bane of my...
Oh, no, I test myself. I try and think of like a napkin fold that's never been done before. And I'm like, pride myself on, done a new napkin fold.
Yeah, I used to obsess about napkins and about folds like that. And I'm at the point in my career where I'm like, can we make it disappear?
Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah, what can we use instead of a napkin?
Can we make the napkin disappear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So I hate
yeah.
napkins.
Interesting. See, I love them. So I do a whole Instagram reel on my napkin folds. And because I like to well, maybe someone else would like to do that napkin fold, put it out into the world.
Maybe that's a new career.
Maybe I could just fold napkins for the
Right.
rest of my life. It's because whenever I go to a hotel, though, and I let the hotel staff do it, I have to always go back and I fix it because it's never how I want it.
Maybe that's a part of the Charley King Show is how to fold napkins,
fold napkins.
step by step.
Yeah. maybe I'll go down that route. So I loved back in the pandemic when nobody had anything to do, and that's when I started Bluebell Talks because I wanted a way to keep our industry all together. But you and I used to go on Clubhouse a lot. Do you remember that?
Clubhouse. Is it still alive?
I don't know. I don't think it's still a thing. Clubhouse was an app, right? It was
an app that was just voice only, no video, right? So anyone could log in at any time and join
a show.
Some
was-
clubs.
Yeah, it was like a podcast, but yeah, it was like you joined a club. You like weddings.
It was like open mic.
But yeah, it was open mic. And you could go into the rooms and you could go up put your hand up and you could go up onto the stage in the room and join the conversation.
Or you could just listen.
Yeah.
And hang back.
But we had our own show on that, didn't we?
We did have our own show on that. And we stalked a lot of different clubhouses at the same time.
We did.
Yeah, we showed up.
Yeah.
We showed up for a lot of people.
We did. I actually pitched a TV show on Clubhouse.
Oh, I remember
Terrified
that
me.
room.
Terrified me, but I thought it was so interesting. There were all these people in this room and there were TV executives, right? And they were listening to everyone's pitch. And I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you sit and you wait and I'm going to, oh no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And
What was the name of your show?
do you know what? This morning I was thinking about this and I cannot remember. At the time I thought it was brilliant, but now I can't remember it. But it was a TV show about weddings. And I actually went in and pitched it and they were like, oh, that's a really good idea. You know, maybe you develop it a little bit more and come back again. And yeah, I never did. But
Did you ever hear back?
no, because you just you put it out there to them. And I mean, you never know if they're going to take that idea and then go and do it because you have no way of knowing. But it was just a really good experience.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you're great at pitching.
Ah,
You're a great pitcher.
I have a good right arm.
You're a good pitcher,
But I
Charley
think that
King.
was really good for us to do that kind of thing and to get, experience.
Well, what was great about that was people who are uncomfortable being on camera and showing their face actually had a voice.
They did.
Right?
Yes, you're
So they
right.
were able to show their voice without
Yeah.
showing who they were. And I think that gave a lot of people confidence
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah. And I think there are a lot of people in our industry who have a lot to say, but they don't like social media and they don't like to be on camera. And I think that was really wonderful for them.
Yeah,
to be
it
able
was.
to do that.
I thought it was a great moment,
Yeah. Yeah.
that fleeting moment. And now we're back to our socials.
I know. Let's talk about social media. Because I think social media has a lot to do with mental health in our industry. And no one ever talks about that.
Good or bad?
Good or bad, because we love our Instagram, we love our TikToks, we love it, but it is a lot and it is overwhelming. And sometimes it can be very detrimental to a lot of people when you're scrolling through Instagram. How do you feel about
No,
it?
I mean, I feel the same way. I think, social media is part of our lives right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of us judge what's going on in socials
Mm-hmm.
and compare ourselves to what's going on in socials.
Mm-hmm.
And it elicits a lot of FOMO.
It does.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of the mental health piece, is that deciphering, like, I'm okay being over here and not doing the socials, or, seeing like, oh, why didn't I get invited to this, or
Yes.
things like that,
Yes.
so it's hard. It's like, as much as, social media is needed, in our businesses now,
It is, yeah.
it's a full-time job, and it is, it's really hard to make sense of it sometimes.
It is, we do need it for our business, because brides will like to, especially Gen Z, right? They like to check you on all multiple platforms, because, with Gen Z, and we'll talk about that, but they are very much on, they need proof of trust. You can't just say to Gen Z, oh, trust me, I've got this. They want proof of trust. So they'll go to Instagram, they'll go to TikTok, they'll go to Google reviews.
And they won't go to your websites anymore.
No.
Everything's about your social media profile.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't align with what they expect, I think it makes or break the deal of them
Yeah.
hiring you or not. Whereas I think Gen Xers, boomers, still rely on word of mouth,
They
still rely
trust.
reviews.
Yes.
They're the ones that's still going to your website.
Yes.
You know,
God bless
but
them.
millennials, Gen Zs, Gen Ys, the alphas coming
Yeah.
up, I think has a whole different strategy on what
Yeah.
they want.
And we have to adapt and change to that.
Yeah.
And responses have to be quicker. You can't if that email comes in, you have to answer immediately to this generation.
But it's not even email anymore. It's like if they
It's
text you.
Text. That's a whole nother thing because I don't know how you feel about this, but I like texting for a quick question or can I call you but they love to text and
It's
all
all
the
about
information
text.
and it's very hard to have a paper trail for that.
Yeah, and now the new thing is WhatsApp.
Yes,
You know,
the
just
WhatsApp
because
thing.
they want all of their links, they want all of their photos,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you've discussed and given them
Mm-hmm.
easy access. And yeah,
And these are all good things, and these are all things that we have to learn and adapt and change to. So it's not a bad thing. It's just we need to understand that this is how the industry is going now.
but it's funny. I think about my parents and me growing up, and the way we communicated, right, was totally different. And now it's like I feel like I'm that old person where I'm like, what are these people talking about? It's just like back in my day, this is what we used to do. And you do have to adapt.
We do.
And sometimes adapting, and there's a lot of people that's actually doesn't like to adapt. This is the way that I've always done it.
And this is the way
I'm
I'm
going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think to move on in this industry, it's about morphing. And I think even in the way we design and the way we execute events is we morph to the generation that we're serving.
Do you feel that your creative process has changed then in the last year or so?
My creative deliveries are different than it was, say, 5-10 years ago.
In what
for
way?
sure. I think, back then, you did your design boards and everything like that through emails, and before even emails, you did it as printables that people
Yes.
can see.
What do you use now?
Well, now I use my own platforms. I use Canva a lot too.
Yes.
But what I'm finding is that this generation is wanting AI images now. What their event's going to look like with AI.
Yeah.
What it's going to look like in 3D.
Yep.
So it's all that movable visuals.
Do you like using AI?
I love AI.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Which one do you use?
So I use ChatGPT and I use Claude and
Yeah.
also Gemini. My chat's name is Theo. I've named him.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's my my AI lover. So
I'm obsessed with AI, and
I am.
all my mood boards are done in AI. I use them, and I learned this actually from one of my previous guests that was on the show, the wonderful David Tutera. I was at the DTE experience, and he had the wonderful Angela Devereaux on the talking on the
Canada.
stage from Canada.
Yeah.
Shout out to Angela. She did a whole presentation on AI, and that was the first time I'd heard about it. And it was on she did Midjourney and Discord. And she showed how these pictures could come about. So you type in, it's like you get a prompt like, imagine a beautiful field of daisies with a wood table and the sun is shining and there's a bunny rabbit jumping around and there's a pink bar. And up pops this picture. And I was like,
But I love AI so much that, things that go through my head, I'll talk to Theo at night and say, I'm thinking about this. Visualize it for me. And he'll actually put my thoughts into images. And I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah. Can we tweak this? Can we tweak that? Can you do this?
Yeah.
I think if we're not moving towards that,
we're going to get left behind.
we're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
And that's how I felt. Like I was watching her talk and I was like, I'm not hugely technical. I can get by and I can do what I need to do. And I was like, am I ever going to learn how to do this? But I went home and I made myself learn it. And now I'm obsessed. And it's, it's like, it's so easy now to do it.
And now it's so accessible. I
Yeah.
mean, they've made it so easy
Yeah.
with the 3 platforms that I use. Even Canva has AI now,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's easy to prompts.
Yeah.
It's learning the prompts.
And I also love Party Slate is a platform that a lot of us all belong to, and they have a section in there where Canva is actually part of Party Slate, and then so you can go in. And they have this photo hub now. So you can go in, you can put all your photos in, and then you go to Canva, and then you just type in, say you're on the phone with a client. Oh, well, could you show me what a cake looks like with a heart on the top with, a picture of a dog biting into the cake? And you probably have done that. So you type it in, up it pops, you send it to the client, and it's like instant.
And that's what I love. And that's what our clients love
They
right
want
now.
instant, don't
They want
they?
instant gratification. It's like, and they'll come to you and say, that's exactly the vision, or no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try again,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And also, like when you're doing a mood board, you want to use what's in your vision. You don't want to use anybody else's work. You want to put your, this is your inspiration for their wedding. And I love that about AI, that it's nobody else's. It's
And I think
all
that's
yours.
and I think that's the difference between Gen Xers and the new generations, right? Where Gen Xers would come to us with Pinterest
Yes.
and say, this is the wedding I want. It's like, why would you want someone else's wedding?
Yeah.
And to try to pull visuals for their weddings was so much harder because you had to go through the
Yes.
internet to pull these images and say, well, this is kind of what I'm thinking, but not exactly. Whereas
Yes.
now we can literally prompt and
Yes.
say, here's the vision. Yes or no?
And then you have to be very careful because sometimes it can be very elaborate and over the top. And you have to then think about the client's budget.
Right.
And you don't want to go, well, let's do this. And then you're like, well, that's not in their budget. So it's a fine line of trying how to like make it look amazing, but thinking in your head, well, you know how much that's going to cost.
Right. And the funny thing with AI too, though, is you could actually say that looks a little too expensive.
Yeah.
Can we dial it down?
Yeah.
And it'll dial it down, which
Yeah.
is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love where this is going, but with AI, I don't know if you've been following on Instagram and TikTok recently, though, about the photographer in Chicago that has all pictures, AI pictures, and she's selling it as her work. And so,
Interesting.
how do brides know?
You can't tell anymore.
No, except for this photographer left the watermark on it,
the AI TikTok.
the Gemini mark on it. But it's a huge thing that's happening on TikTok right now and Instagram.
There's a
situation.
photographer out of Europe that's doing the same thing.
So how do we stop this?
I don't know if you can stop it. I mean, I think that's part of socials now, is to decipher what's real and what's not. And it's very hard to, because there's a lot of planners that's using AI as events. I mean, you've seen like all of these ceremony setups with the drapings and all of this stuff, and people are claiming like, oh, we did this. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So
poor brides are being sold that, and they're going to these their Instagrams, and a lot of the new people are very good at technology, and there's pictures on there that are AI and maybe not their work or somebody else's work that they put into AI to change it slightly.
Yeah.
So how do they know that person is the real deal and can execute the weddings on the level that we execute weddings?
Well, I think that's part of the problem right now is with newbie planners that's coming into, that's selling a lot of AI, is they might have the vision, but can they actually execute? But I mean, that's always been a problem, right?
Yeah.
Even even before AI, we've had new planners come in selling that they could produce this for a lot cheaper than some of the established planners.
Yes.
And, come day of, they don't know what they're doing, So I think that's a universal miss that we see. I think there's a lot of seasoned people in this industry that are so visionary, that has set the bar for what we're seeing now, that actually can produce those things. And I'm seeing a lot of people fail, selling AI and not being able to do the technical pieces for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different because when you and I started, we didn't have this. There wasn't social media.
We didn't have email.
Oh my God. I'm
Right.
not that old.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember coming out here in 2000 when I first came out with a laptop that was like a brick. And then you got the because you like turn it on, crank it up.
Crank it up. No cell phones, no nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Like we just sold ourselves on, because no Instagram then, just our website and word of mouth.
And magazines.
Magazine. That's when print was super important.
Yeah.
You know, I love having a wedding in a magazine.
So do I.
I love it.
I still love print.
I love print.
There's something that's classic
Yeah.
and timeless about print.
You'll always have that in print. It's beautiful when you open the magazine and you see the wedding in there.
And it's unfiltered and un-AI'd,
yeah,
which is
it's
nice.
just real.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I'm moving with the times, and I do love it online as well. But there's something just, I don't know. And my couples love it too. If would you like your wedding in a magazine? Most of them would love that.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to the whole photo album thing? Are people doing photo albums still? I miss those.
Yes, I think people still do photo albums. I know all my clients do, and it might be something they'll do maybe a year down the line.
Yeah, none of my clients have been doing photo albums.
Really?
So, yeah.
What trends do you see that are coming in, or some that have gone that you miss, or what trends are happening now that you're like, can we get rid of those?
You know what? I miss cakes are making a comeback, right? Because there was a whole season, 2 seasons that no one was doing cakes, and I love a cake.
I know, me too. And never put baby in the corner.
Right.
A lot of people.
So I think
that.
I love seeing that trend come back. I love that people are paring down on their decor and going a little bit more classic and, how could I say it, not obvious.
Yeah, intentional.
Intentional.
It's intentional designing.
Right, going back to that feel. And I think that JFK Carolyn Bessette
Yes, I think
piece,
that started a new trend.
huge trend. I mean, slip dresses are coming back.
Yes.
That whole feel of personal
Yeah.
is making a huge comeback, which we didn't see, we haven't seen in a few years now,
Yeah.
because people are so enamored by these over the top. And over the top is great, but
We love that.
we love the over the top. But I love that people are actually coming back down to giving, for the lack of words, a luxury feel with the more intentional feel.
So I was going to say it can still be luxury, even though it's it's might not be over the top, but it can still be luxury.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's a word that's so overused right now, right?
It
So
is.
luxury is so overused. Everyone is luxury.
It's everywhere. What does luxury mean to you?
Luxury for me right now is having the freedom to do what I want.
Yes.
Having time to
design, you mean?
myself,
Or
just in personal.
okay.
So I think for me, when I think of the word luxury, it's being able to do things for myself. And I don't see that as part of design anymore, right?
In terms of like the wedding and design, what does luxury mean to you with that?
Well, I think luxury is intention. I think luxury is seeing who the client is. And I think that's what people forget when they're planning their weddings is not putting themselves in there. And I think for the guest experience, that's the luxury piece, right? Is being able to see the story of the client unfold. I think what I tell my clients is there's always 3 things that people will always remember about your wedding.
Yeah.
The way you look,
Yeah.
did the food taste good, and did they have fun?
Yeah.
And I think those 3 luxuries is what people come for. They won't remember your linens.
No.
They won't remember the flowers.
No.
They won't remember favors.
But they'll remember how it made you feel.
They'll remember how it made you feel.
Yeah. I think that's the number one thing.
And that's what luxury right now, it's
yeah.
the way you make people feel.
When they leave a wedding.
Yeah.
There's a new section that I'm going to put into the show here called Don't Annoy the Planner.
Don't annoy the planner.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.
Right.
No, this is an educational section to help, because we love our vendors, right? We're nothing without our vendors.
No, 100%. We're only as good as our vendor team.
Amen. So it's like, how can we help you help us have a beautiful experience?
And don't annoy us.
And don't annoy us. Number one
right.
is
timelines. Don't ask for your timeline 2-3 months before, because half of the time we don't even know what we're doing and you're not even reading it.
or even the day of, sometimes they don't read it. Please
sometimes
read
it's
the
like
timelines.
I haven't even thought about it, so it's like in my head I know how the flow is going to go, but I haven't written it down. But I mean, I have vendors sometimes asking me, I need a timeline 2 months out. It's like, we're still planning.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're still trying to figure all of this out.
Yeah.
And it's the same vendors that's asking it for 2-3 months out. That's asking the day of. It's like, well, what's the timing on this? Well, did you read the timeline?
That's my pet peeve, is being asked on the day, where does this go? What time is it? What time is? Don't ever ask me what time vendor meals are.
Right.
Because
Oh, isn't that the worst? It's like,
You're here
not
to work.
You're here to work and you're not here to eat.
Yes. So kindly we ask you not to ask us when our vendor meal is, but it's in the timeline.
It is in the timeline. And we do give you a substantial amount of time to eat.
Yes.
And we do take care of you.
Yes.
And
'Cause we love you.
Yeah. And you're not eating before guests.
No.
For the most part, unless you're the band.
Yeah. So bring snacks.
Yes.
Well, that's one thing I love to do. I love to feed the band because entertainment is so important to me and I want to keep my entertainers happy. And so many times they're given a bandwich and they're not really taken care of or thought about.
No, I take care of my band
So
too.
I love my entertainers.
Yeah.
You do
my,
too.
My band, my entertainers are always taken care of,
Yeah.
and they're well fed before.
I like to feed them before.
Yep.
Because then they have energy, right? If you feed them during the show,
It breaks it all up.
right? And they only have maybe 20 minutes, or if they're getting a half an hour break, that's amazing. But it's normally like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can't eat and then get back up on stage, especially if you're a woman and you're in a slinky dress. You don't want to have a plate of pasta and then feel like
No, I love to have it
sludgy.
in their green room. So when they're getting ready, it's just
Yeah,
there for
they
them
can
to eat
eat.
casually.
Then they're good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's very important for
Yeah,
me.
but the timeline is very annoying to me.
It is. And we would have had a production call before the wedding. So you've already been through the timeline with all the vendors. You've walked the location with the vendors. And it frustrates me when someone will ask me a question on the day. Because I'm busy and I don't want to turn around and say,
Weren't you at the walkthrough?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the timeline.
Right.
So I'm saying it kindly.
No, but there's a lot of annoyance for the planners because we are going through the whole day, and there's so much that's piled on. We're getting requests from the bride, the families, and things like that, and
Yeah.
questions are just popping through. And that's why I like in my timeline is what I tell my photographers. It's like, I've laid out your time. I don't need you to ask for permission. I just need you to have the client back at this time.
Yeah. So you don't want to micromanage.
I don't want to
Yeah.
micromanage, and I don't even like going on the photo shoots with them. It's just like,
Yeah. Well, I trust my bridal stylist because I always have a bridal
Yeah.
stylist with the bride. I trust them to be my eyes. So when they're off doing the first look or whatever, I trust them that it's going to be, I don't need to be there because I trust them.
yeah, I don't need to be there either. And I trust my photographer team too.
Exactly.
And my videography team.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I just want to make sure that they have the timing and that I've given them enough
Yeah.
leeway, right? But then there's some photographers and some videographers that think they're the star of the show,
Yes. I know.
which is a little annoying.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
That's
no,
not.
this doesn't work for me. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry it doesn't work for you, but this works for the client
Yeah.
and this works for the flow of the event. You need to work through it.
I think for us now, like photographers and videographers that we recommend, our clients use our vendors that we love, right? So
100%.
which is great because we know how they work. Now, if I have a photographer that I don't know or a videographer, and I don't know their timing, I always have a conversation with them right when they hire them. They say, I want to work with so-and-so, and I don't know them. I'll have a conversation with them and I'll say, okay, what do you need so that you can do your best work? I don't know your timing. And then I try and, put their timing into the timeline so that they're going to do their best work so that they feel comfortable and they know that, I have their back and I'm going to trust them if I don't know them.
Yeah, and I think that's important, is that relationship that we have with our preferred vendors or our trusted vendors, is not only do we know how they work, but they know how we work, and they know what our expectations are on the day of. It's like, well, we're not going to annoy Percy or Charley on this because we know what time we need to get the client back.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to trust them. And, I don't mind working with new vendors. And I try to integrate new vendors because I do like to mentor them.
You love to mentor them.
I love to mentor them.
I was going to say, that's one of your favorite things.
But, and part of mentoring is teaching them responsibility of day of, that this is not about you. This is about the whole group and everything that's going on during this event. And you're just there to capture it beautifully.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that I do with new vendors. I've been working with this new video company out of SLO called Viridian Creative. Shout out to Viridian Creative, who I worked with on one of my NDA clients recently. And, they learned how to function around expectations, which I love. And they ask for feedback. They ask for, even in their editing, it's like, Percy, are we editing this right? How does this look? Is it up to par to your expectations on your other parts? And they're not afraid for that feedback. And they're not coming into it with ego. And I love that about new vendors, is not coming into the industry with ego.
Yeah, I love that.
And I think back, it's like when I first started, did I walk into this industry with ego? And, and I don't think I did.
No.
I think I've always been kind of like myself. I mean, I think all of us as planners have some sort of ego, but I don't think it's that.
We're still willing to learn. I think
100%.
And grow and change. I
don't think we've ever been divas.
No.
And I think that's the part, is to come into here as a newbie to learn the industry, to learn respect, to learn some humility, and to grow.
You are listening to The Charley King Show. My guest today is wedding planner extraordinaire, Percy Sales. We'll be right back with this conversation after a few words about my amazing sponsor, Hummingbird Nest Ranch. Hummingbird Nest Ranch has a legendary past and an even more exciting future. Nestled in the stunning Santa Susana Mountains of California, this iconic property is back under passionate new ownership, being restored as the luxury destination wedding venue it was always meant to be. Their team brings over 30 years of hospitality experience, deep marketing expertise, and the financial commitment to make Hummingbird Nest Ranch everything it's ever dreamed of being. And while their long-term vision stretches towards a world-class spa and resort, today their singular focus is on you and making sure every event at Hummingbird Nest Ranch is nothing short of extraordinary. Because there, 110% isn't a goal, it's the only standard they accept. And now, let's jump back into the conversation with Percy Sales. Here's a question I had for you from I asked people to send in questions and everything. If somebody wanted to work with you, because I know when a lot of new vendors are trying to get to work with planners, with us, and it's very hard for them to break in. If I was a new photographer and I wanted to work with you, how would you like them to approach you?
I would like for them to approach me by giving me like samples and be able to do a one-on-one with them, because I think having conversations with new vendors, you learn a lot about them. You know, when they're kind of bullshitting, and when they're being real.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want someone to come in overproduced or over answered. Like, I don't want to hear answers that's expected. I want to hear what's real, and
how they can work with you.
And work with you. And personality. I think personality is such a huge thing. And this is another thing that I work with tell my clients is the personality that you're getting from me and my team, you're getting that from the entire team.
Yeah.
The entire vendor team works the same way I do. We're all calm. We're all helpful. We're all able to steer you in the right directions. And that's why it's important for me, for my clients, to even have conversations with vendors, right? So when we're hiring vendors, I always tell my clients, you will have a conversation with your rental company. You will have a conversation with these people, because it's important to have that relationship with them too.
Especially photography and videography, because they're with them on the wedding day more than possibly
us.
you and I.
Yeah. So I think it's important to know your whole vendor team.
Yeah.
But I think newbies coming in, approaching me, I think part of it is don't let me know what I want to hear. Show me who you really are.
Be authentic.
Right. And if they want to work on the team, what I say is like, hey, I'll try you out. Why don't you do this wedding? Like what I did with Viridian. I said, I have this wedding coming on. Why don't you do a secondary? I'll work with the photographer and videographer that I'm working with, and maybe we could help integrate you into that just to see how they work.
Yeah. I think that's so important that you're doing that and helping and mentoring, and I love to do the same. I have a wonderful videographer, Lewis, that I've been helping, and it's so fabulous seeing them grow. And
it's so amazing to see them grow. I mean, planners that I've mentored who are doing really well right now. I mean, some of them are doing better than I am. And it's great.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous about it. I'm not mad about it. It's like, this is someone who worked under me and who I mentored. And I love seeing them grow.
Yeah. And people helped us when we first started. So I think it's lovely that we can give back.
Yeah. And I think that's important for seasoned professionals to give back, because we're not going to be here.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. It's just like...
No, we have to pass the baton at some point.
Right.
And it's nice to educate and,
Well, I mean, when you think about people like David or Mindy or Marcy, who have set up an industry that's not only beautiful, but functional, you don't want to destroy that.
No.
You know, and I think it took a lot for the wedding industry to grow and to be accepted as a real deal, as a real industry.
Yes.
And it took a lot of those people to help that image grow.
Give us the blueprint of how.
And you don't want someone destroying that blueprint.
No.
It's heritage, right?
It is. And having respect for that.
Yeah.
Having respect for the people that led the way, who are our icons in the industry, and, who we grew up watching and wanting to be, and learning from. I'm all for respecting people that in the industry that
and knowing your
taught
history.
us.
It's knowing history.
Yeah. And I wonder if I love the new people coming in, that they have that same respect. It's different now.
It's different now. I mean, there's a lot of people that's entering this industry that, I planned my sister's wedding and now I could do this professionally. It's like,
What would your advice be to them?
My advice to them is shadow a planner that's seasoned.
Yes, yeah.
Just go out there and shadow them. Work with their team to see how they deal with certain things, because maybe your sister's wedding was perfect in every way, but what happens when the wind blows the tent down, or when it's raining and you don't have a tent, or when the food is missing? How do you deal with those things? Because those are the things that you're never prepared to do. You're coming in looking like, I could make everything look pretty.
Yeah.
And
9 times out of 10, our job is troubleshooting.
it's all about
Yeah.
troubleshooting.
No matter how planned you are,
Yeah, flexing.
something will happen on the day where you have to think, oh, wasn't expecting that. And then you have to think off the top of your head.
No, you have to be totally flexible in this job.
Yeah. And calm while you're doing
Calm,
it.
smile.
There's the duck on the water and here are our legs underneath.
Yeah.
And nobody sees it as we glide along, you know.
No, it's just like, I think that's a superpower of seasoned planners who have lived in this
Yeah.
industry is calm when the storm is brewing and not flinching,
Yeah,
you know, making solid decisions and no one knowing about it.
exactly. And I think when we're talking about, because having a wedding planner is a luxury,
Definitely.
right? 'Cause not, you know, the 30% of weddings, you know, it's just a small percentage that can have a planner and planners pricings, you know, it's a lot to have a planner plan your wedding. And there's always talk on Instagram and threads, because I love reading threads and things, people saying, oh my God, the wedding industry is gouging and why is this photographer so much money and this one isn't?
Well, it's better than when you're getting misinformation and getting budgets for like, yeah, this wedding that's high end only costs $35,000. It's like, you know, I think there's a mix of both, right?
Yeah.
The pricing.
And I think it's educating that the reason why, you know, some planners are more expensive than others, it's because we're bringing that silent thing that you don't know that's going to happen. We know how to fix it. Our experience is telling us that when the shit goes down on the wedding day, we're going to have your back and we're going to fix it and we're going to take care of it and you're not going to know.
Right.
You're paying for our years of experience. You're paying for my 20 years on Broadway. They're paying for your, you know, all the years that you did corporate. And so all that experience comes with a price. And so that's why it varies so much, because we're going to make sure that your wedding is flawless.
Yeah. And, you know, I think part of that too on the experience piece is also knowing, you know, where you put importance sometimes. And when I say importance, it's like, okay, something has to give at this part. What's going to be more important, taking care of this right now or taking care of this? You know, and prioritizing that for the client to make sure that in their heads, what they're seeing is still flawless, even though you've made those changes.
Yeah. And I think it's really important I know we don't like the term day off doesn't exist.
It does not
Does
exist.
not
People,
exist.
day of, there's no such thing.
It's like a minimum of 3 months out. If you can afford to have someone be your planner just for those 3 months and take that load off you.
But there are people who sell day of.
I know.
You know, and that's the sad part. It's like you cannot come to an event
And
the
say,
day
"Go."
of and figure it out.
No. You have to know the timeline. You have to have. There's so much back work that needs to be done. If anybody says, "Oh, I can do a day off and show up," run for the hills, because
Right.
it doesn't
exist.
It doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a disaster. But if you can, so that your mum isn't running the thing on the day, or your auntie isn't doing it, or your sister who's the bridesmaid is trying to like fend off vendor calls and where's the cake and where do I put that? It's like that's a lot to put on to a family member.
No, having a coordinator, and there is a difference between a planner and a coordinator.
There is. Percy, explain it.
Yeah, so planner, coordinator, designer, producer.
There's all these different names.
But I mean, I think it's important to have a coordinator at a minimum.
Yes, maybe.
Just to take the pressure off.
Exactly. And explain the difference between, say, a coordinator at a hotel and a coordinator that you're going to hire to bring in.
So if anyone tells you, venue-wise, that we have a coordinator on site,
Listen up.
know that they're not working for you. They're working for the venue. And their interest is in the venue and not with the specific needs of
Yes.
the client. And I think that's what people say. It's like, oh, I don't need a coordinator because the
The
venue
hotel
has one.
provides
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There is a difference. So make sure you ask the questions. If your venue does say that, make sure you ask them, what is that coordinator going to do? Are they going to put out my escort cards? Are they going to put out my place cards? Are they going to make sure that...
Are they taking care of us?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is a huge difference. So just make sure you ask those questions, because you might find that, you need to, like at the end of the night, where's everything going to go at the end of the night?
Right.
Who's going to put your cake, knife and server, your champagne flutes in a box?
Who's going to pack everything up?
Who's going to take your place card because it says your married name on it when you're off dancing? Who's going to take that of you and your husband or your wife and put that in a special place so you don't lose it? That's probably not going to be your venue coordinator.
Definitely not. But let's talk about the difference between a coordinator and planner.
Yes, go.
So I
Percy.
mean, what's the difference, right? A planner is taking care of your entire logistics from beginning to end. They're lining up your vendors. They're vetting out your vendors.
They're creating your
They're
team.
creating your team. They're creating, all the logistical aspects of what that day is going to be.
The production, the whole
Production.
show.
Whereas the coordinator is just coming in and just executing what
that you've done.
what the planner
Yeah.
has done, line by line.
And that's great.
yeah.
But that's a coordinator. And then I'm going to go one step further, because I don't like the term planner, wedding planner, because I feel like there's a place for that. But there's also, on the kind of the weddings that we do, we produce, like 9 times out of 10, we could have 30 vendors on a wedding, and it's a big setup. It's a 4-day setup. It could be a 4-day wedding on top of a 4-day setup. So
Right.
now you're into a production. This is where you're now producing. You are the producer, like the movie or the musical. You're putting on the producer's hat as well as the director, as well as the planner. You're all of that.
Yeah. And I mean, we had a conversation about this, and I thought about it, and
Because we differed, didn't we?
we differed because I see myself as a planner designer. I don't see myself as a producer, even though I do produce.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is because my clients don't understand what a wedding producer is.
No, but I want to change that.
I think you should change that wording.
Because I feel like we're wedding producers. 'Cause
Oh, we are definitely
produce
producing.
the show.
Yeah. Whereas when we were having the conversation, I'm like, I look as a producer, that's someone that's taking care of the sets, building out things,
That's what we are. We are hiring those
creating.
people.
We're hiring those people. But in my head, what I see as a producer is actually doing the hard production piece. But I saw what you were saying as well, and you're right. We are
Yeah,
producers.
we are producers, yeah.
And maybe it's changing that term in the industry
narrative.
to understand what it is. Not that we need another term in the industry,
No.
but maybe that's something added. I mean, you have your event designer, you have your floral designer, you have your rental producers, you have your coordinators. It's like there's so
lot of
much
terms.
lingo, a lot of lingo in this industry.
Yeah, and there's no regulations within our industry as well.
No, anyone could enter at any
so,
time.
Yeah.
I could start a lighting company tomorrow and say, "Hey, Charley, I have a new
I got
lighting
some
company."
uplights.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
gold.
doing calligraphy now. Hire me as your calligrapher.
Great. I'm going to go to you, Percy, for my beautifully handwritten place cards.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
We are so lucky. It is a beautiful industry, and we're so lucky to be in it. And we do love to help, and we do love to mentor. And so the advice that we're giving you is that we really want new brides to be educated, to understand and learn and ask the right questions. And we want new planners to learn and grow and be the best that they can be. And so I think you and I, we're here for this. We're here for questions. We're here to help people.
Definitely. I want to know, Charley, what your pet peeve is in this industry.
My pet peeve. I think we said it, timelines. That's my pet peeve. It takes me hours and hours
Why
and
is
hours
it about
and
timelines?
hours and hours. Because it's that for
It's
me.
mine too-
that's
mine too.
The flow, it's the show, it's everything. And I've spent hours feeling, because it's all about energy. I've sat there with your timeline and I've thought about the evening and the timing for dinner, the timing for speeches. And I've felt about how it's going to feel. And I've put my heart into that timeline.
You actually walk through it in your head.
I see it. I go through the evening and I'm thinking, well, if I give them that long for dinner, I'm going to lose the audience here. And this was a conversation I had with David in the show, is like, I'm in the room during dinner. I'm not sitting having my vendor meal at the back, because I feel the energy and I can feel the energy dipping. And I know that I need to tell catering, I need to start clearing the plates, because they're going to go to the bathroom soon. And I need to get on with the speeches because I'm losing my audience.
Or they have a change and they need to change
Right?
and get their hair done. So when you're doing your timeline, are you starting from reverse, or are you starting from the moment in the morning?
I start, from ceremony, the start of ceremony.
Oh, interesting. You start right in the middle.
In the middle, and then I back it out. So then I back out first look. So I back out like family photos, bridal party, first look, and then hair and makeup, and then vendor arrivals. So I back it out that way, and then I go cocktail, and then I go that way.
Interesting. Where I'm very succinct.
Interesting.
I start from the morning and walk through what this is going to look like.
Yeah.
But
funny,
then,
isn't it? How
it's funny.
Different ways of doing different things.
And then you look at it and it's like, this doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right. Yeah.
What's missing in this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think one important thing with like we can give some advice as well with new people coming in, is when you're doing the timelines, give breathing space in the timeline. Don't pack it so tightly that the bride is like, and it's like, give space for them to have a moment where they can breathe. Take a moment. Do you agree?
I actually have a different timeline for my clients. So they don't see the full vendor timeline. So their timeline is just need to know.
Too. Yeah.
So they don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah. Although I do find that my couples, they're like, can I see the whole timeline? Because they love seeing like all the different, because I color code all the vendors so that they know to go straight to their color. But they love like, oh my God, this is my...
Yeah, I showed them that too. But for them, it's like, this is the timeline you just need to pay attention to.
Yeah. And you know what I love to do? I'm giving away a secret now. But you're welcome to use
Give
this.
us the secrets.
I do a little mini things like that big, and it concertinas out, so it's really small, pops in your pocket if you're a groomsman, and on it has the start of the day, the most important things of like hair and makeup, and then underneath I'll do the hair and makeup schedule, and then it'll be like where do the bridesmaids have to be, where is a section for the groomsmen, their timing, then it's a section for everyone, first look. And I go through the day and just do the important bullet points. And it's like this big, concertina's up, and my clients love it. And I get such a kick out of, I had this little ring bearer once and he wanted one of these. And I saw him in the evening and he was like standing, reading the timeline. And he came over to me and went, "You're 5 minutes late for dinner."
That's hilarious for the ring bearer.
I know, thank you.
But even our deliverables are different, because I have assisted you with some weddings.
You have.
You're a very timeline binder girl. You're a binder
it's the
girl.
Glue. I am a binder girl. It's the glue. And one day I will progress to iPads, but I'm not there yet.
I'm actually all online.
You are?
Everything is all Google Docs for me, because I hate paper.
Oh, see, I love paper.
I hate
I have to write it
paper.
down.
Yeah. So for me, it's just...
Interesting.
Mine is all on my phone, on my clients' phones, on my assistants' phones. And if there's changes, I change it on the doc as it goes.
No, I love that. And maybe I'll get there eventually. But my diary is, I'm a paper girl for my diary. I don't do calendar. I don't. Do you know what it is?
Even your calendar.
Oh, I don't have electronic.
I'm so electronic.
No, because my fear is that if that goes down, if I lose power, I've lost my timeline. I've lost everything. And I know I have backup batteries and all of that, but I have to see it. I have to touch it. I have to physically write it.
That's interesting, because I'm like the total opposite with that.
Really?
And people's like, you don't have any paper on you. I'm like, no.
I mean, it's cleaner. And I love
Yeah,
that.
it's not, and it's funny how different planners work, right? And what their comfort levels are
Yeah.
when it comes to producing the day and executing the
Yeah.
day. You know,
It's what you're used to, and I'm frightened to step away from that. And maybe I will. I'll get there eventually.
no, you
but
do you.
You do you.
You do you. Whatever
Yeah.
makes you comfortable.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, whatever's going to
Yeah.
make you do the best job. I think that's the important piece.
think
We all
so.
work so differently.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I was just bringing out how different we are in
Yeah.
in the way we
get the same
do-
outcome.
We get the same outcome, but we
do it differently.
differently,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Lynn Easton because she has this new timeline process called Event Perch. And it is amazing. I've been listening to the webinars because it's complicated, but it's fantastic, especially if you have a team. But like during the evening, if you are, times change, you go in and you change it and everything changes underneath it.
Oh,
So it's
interesting.
like the whole thing changes.
So you don't have to keep changing the times?
You don't have to go in and change the band, change the food, change the thing. It's all done like in seconds. And it's fabulous. And I will eventually get there. But
What is it called?
Event Perch.
I'll have
Shout
to
out
remember
to
that.
Lynn Easton.
Event Perch.
It's
That's
brilliant.
amazing.
It's really brilliant. I mean, I've listened to the webinars and I'm still learning it. And when I feel like, okay, I got this, I'm going to go for it. But right now I'm still... I love to
Manually.
learn. Do you love to learn?
I love learning.
Yeah, me too.
What I can't. I'm not the person who I am from the people who I didn't learn from.
Oh, I love
Right.
that.
So I think part of that is growth, and seeing yourself not in others but other people's experiences. I love to hear people's stories.
Me
I love to hear where they come from. And I think that's the most inspirational thing. It's like, hearing speakers sometimes. When we go to conferences, I cry
Yes.
just from
I
hearing
love
their
it.
stories.
Yeah.
And
people's mistakes.
people's mistakes. But not a lot of people talk about mistakes.
No, I know.
And we need to talk more in this industry about mistakes because
That's how you learn.
we learn. I mean, we do a lot of pretty stuff, but there's some stuff that's gone to shit sometimes. And it's like, I think that's just made us a lot stronger from learning from those mistakes. And if you're not learning from the mistakes,
How you gonna
You're
get
not
better?
growing.
You're not growing. Yeah.
I mean, what I tell people is like when I first started in this industry, my contract was maybe 3 pages.
And
I
now
think
how
it's
many
like 25 pages, because everything that I've learned gets added to the contract.
Yes. Oh, I'm not having that done.
Right.
In it
There it
goes. Yeah.
So I think that's, I think learning is important. And I think if you're not educating yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
There's a
think so.
lot of conferences, a lot of opportunities to hear from seasoned people and to
Yes.
learn from them.
Go to conferences. That would be a great thing to tell a new planner.
Yeah.
Let's think of the conferences that are out there that we love. Obviously there's Engage, right?
There's
That's-
Engage, there's IADWP, there's RSVP, there's DWP, EWPC.
Yeah.
There's so many conferences that's
Go.
out there.
Go to them all.
Yeah.
Go and meet people,
And especially if you want to expand your work.
Yes.
Right? I mean, there's a lot of people who want to expand and get outside of their backyard weddings and grow into other states or destinations.
Because we love destination.
Yeah, and that's the way I got into destination. I mean,
Yeah.
I got into destinations because of IADWP. I went
Yeah.
to my first love, Mexico, maybe 20 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I want to do weddings in Mexico. And that's how it all started, you know, and you learn and you meet people in those countries and that you want to work with. And I think that's the important part is like going into destination industries is learning how to partner with those people
So important.
and utilizing local and giving
Yes.
back to
that country.
country.
Yeah.
You don't need to bring in a florist from the US to do a wedding in France.
Right.
Because there is amazing florists
European
in France.
florists. Yeah.
Give back to the local economy.
I think that's the beauty of we're very lucky. We get invited to a lot of fam trips. And that's the beauty of doing these fam trips or these DWP is that you meet all the vendors, the local vendors. And so now you have boots on the ground in those countries that you go to visit. And then you meet other planners from those countries who then become your person in those countries so that they become your liaison because you need that.
No, those collaborations are so important.
Yeah.
I don't do destination weddings without hiring someone
collaboration.
locally. You know, I always have a planner coordinator
You have
on
to.
site that
Yeah.
I depend on. You know, not only for language barriers sometimes,
Yes.
but, you know, but
1000%.
knowing who to contact that you might not know.
Yeah. And you forget about the language barrier. It just reminded me of I did a wedding in Germany, in Nuremberg, and I wanted to work with this lovely florist. She didn't speak a lick of English. And so somehow through pigeon, I think it was DMing, you know, she said, I don't speak English. You need to speak to wedding planner. And so I called this lovely wedding planner, Catherine, in Nuremberg, and we connected, and she ended up being my boots on the ground in Germany, and she was my translator with the florist and expectations because, you know, it's very different. We're trying, you know, our kind of wedding, you need to translate the expectations to the florist in another country. And it was fabulous because she translated for me on the wedding day, and that was where I learned it was the best things to have.
No,
that.
it's important to go to these educational
trips.
pieces,
Yeah.
not even fam trips, because I think fam trips are they invite people who are already seasoned for a lot or established.
Yes.
But I mean, I think the important
Conferences.
conferences, because you will, not only are you learning, but you're meeting people, connecting. And that's a huge part that I think we overlook in this industry is the power of connection.
And we love collaboration over competition.
Yeah,
That's
and
our thing, isn't it?
And that's the other thing we were talking about the other night is like, you know, when I see a colleague succeed, I'm so excited for
thing.
them. It's the best thing. And I don't see
too.
it as like, damn it, how did she get that wedding? You know,
Yeah.
it's not even about that. It's like,
There's something
good
for
her.
everybody.
Right.
And when you see your, as you say, when you see your colleagues like flying, it's lovely.
No, and I mean, the two of us, we travel a lot together.
We do.
And we get to experience these things together.
do.
And we talk.
Yes.
We talk about stuff. We
Yeah.
talk about, you know, when we're doing really well or when everything is
tough.
shit. It's
Yeah,
tough.
because Instagram shows you the highlights of everything that's going wonderfully, but you know everybody has something going on in their life.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter who you are, and it's great to be able to connect and really know who your people are, because I think it
And
makes it
the
stronger.
people who you trust.
who you
Because I mean, in
trust.
this industry, we are all smiles, right? Our facade are smiles.
happy.
No one knows what's going on in the background.
Nope.
And we hardly share what's going on in the background except for the people that we really trust.
Yeah.
And in this industry, I think that's important is when I see you or when you see me, it's like, Percy doesn't seem like himself right now, but I know what's going on.
Yes.
You know? And I
Yeah.
think that compassion of just knowing is so important.
I think so too.
You know, I mean, some of my best friends are industry people.
Yes. It is a beautiful industry.
industry.
I'm so thankful for my friends in this industry. It really is. I've learnt this having had a first career, and now this is my second career in my life. It's a beautiful industry, and it's full of big-hearted, loving people. And
Don't let the facades fool you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting how international our friends group is.
I know. I love that. I know. And I have to thank you for that, because you really sort of got me into the destination side and was very kind in opening up doors for me. So I really appreciate that with you. You know,
I believe
really
in you,
did.
Charley King. I believe in you.
Thank you, Percy. Although I did take you to Fiji.
You did take me to Fiji, which was a memorable trip.
That was a lovely experience.
It was. And that was your wedding day with Thomas
Oh,
Bowie.
yes, I married Thomas Bowie, my husband. That was fabulous.
No.
Somehow or other, well, I know how it happened. I did a wedding in Fiji about 5 years ago, and it was a beautiful experience. And the Fiji Intercontinental was looking to expand to wedding planners out here, and I got invited to the Beverly Hills Hotel to a breakfast, and I thought it would be lots of planners, and I showed up, and it was just me.
Oh, that's
We're
hilarious.
with the general manager and Fiji Airways, and there was me and like 5 guys, and I'm like, what's happening here?
But that was a fabulous trip.
But they were so lovely and kind, and they said, look, we'd love you to come to the Intercontinental. Do you want to bring any clients? And I went, you know what's better than that? I should bring my friends with me, other planners, because then you'll have 4 people to sell the Intercontinental, not just me.
Yeah.
So it was lovely. They let me bring you and Thomas Bowie and Nahid Faroud, and the 4 of us went on Fiji Airways, which, by the way, shout out to Fiji Airways, business class, unbelievable, flatbed,
Right.
all the way to Fiji. And they gave us the most incredible 4 days of the Intercontinental. Well, no, it was a week, the Intercontinental in Fiji.
And going to the village was one of the best memories we went to.
So that was such an experience. And having done a wedding in Fiji, I know that, when you go into the village, you take books for school, you take feminine hygiene, because they don't have any of that. So we showed up with all these like gifts, didn't we, for the village? And we went in and they opened up their homes for us, and we had lunch on the floor, didn't we? We all sat down and then we danced with them, gave them the gifts.
And drank that whatever we drank.
Drank kava.
Kava.
That's an experience. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was the most wonderful time in Fiji. And
But I think we're lucky in that way, that we've been together, actually. We've been
have.
able to experience a lot
Italy,
internationally, which has
Fiji.
been amazing.
really has.
And I think that goes back to the importance of connecting,
Yep.
to educating,
Yep.
and to finding your people in this industry.
Yeah. So with that said, I think that that's a beautiful way of go out there, find your people in the industry, connect, make connections, collaborate. And Percy, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
I loved it. I
I love
you.
chatting with you. I love you too.
Oh, thank you, Percy. You're a light in this industry. And I hope to do many more events with you
We definitely will.
and travel the world.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Percy.
having me.
Well, that's a wrap on the show today. A little bit of romance, a little bit of reality, and hopefully something that you can take away with you. If you loved this episode, make sure to follow us on all platforms and on Instagram at Charley Bluebell and on my podcast show at The Charley King Show. We're also going to be on YouTube and on TikTok. So please share this with someone you know who's maybe planning their special day or maybe just got engaged. And don't forget to watch out for my Instagram lives each week, where I will be talking all about my new guests that are up and coming, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear your questions so I can take you on this journey with me. So until next time, stay fabulous, stay intentional, and remember that the magic doesn't end at the end of the aisle. That's only just the beginning. Until next time, I'm Charley King.
The